Hello and welcome to Warhammer Wednesday. I did it. I managed to build them all before Warhammer Wednesday. So this is my review of the Start Collecting box set Eldar. And I must admit, like I said in my unboxing, when I first saw the picture of them, I thought, 5 models, £50? I mean, okay, yeah, you can get your discount and get it £37.50 or whatnot. Then when you break it down and you find out that the Fire Prism is £31, you're essentially getting 3 jet bikes and a Farseer for £6.50. I mean, that's just incredible. Now, I did say that I had a Fire Prism already for my Eldar army, and it's one of the old ones with the old style turret and the metal. I know, metal, right? Metal Fire Prism, quite a stubby sort of Fire Prism cannon. So this is the newer model. I'm not quite sure when it came out. It's still the 96 or 97 chassis for the Falcon, so nothing's changed there. But I think what is relatively new is this whole cannon thing. And you may be wondering, Super, that doesn't look like it at all. Well, yeah, that's because you've sort of got to not glue certain parts to the model. Like that will eventually glue on there and so on. You've got to leave quite a few pieces unglued so that you can spray them and all the rest of it. And look, that's the back door for it. And then this is the actual little point to the laser or fire prism, whatever you want to call it. That's the little point to it. I love it. It's sort of like what an Eldar cannon or laser beam sort of weaponry should look like. Long, sleek, quite intricate. I love it. I really like the Fire Prism. It was quite a very simple, easy model to make. In a way, there's more parts to this turret bit. I'm going to try and take it off without it falling apart. Now, this whole turret thing comes off at the moment just so that I can get the weapons operator inside. So that's why I haven't glued that on. And likewise, that comes off too, so that I can get at him. I know you could glue it and then cut that piece off of the canopy and then glue the canopy, but I'm just gonna leave it like this for the meantime. I've also put these vectored engines and whatever on here, these extra bits. I thought that was quite a cool little addition that Games Workshop have sort of integrated into the old model, sort of adding bits. It just improves the look of the model without having to change the original chassis. Fire Prism was a nice surprise. It has a new sprue, and it's a really nice little model, and these extra bits just make it look a bit longer. I like it. I think it's a great model. And then the jet bikes. A pack of these 3 jet bikes, well, again, that would cost you £25. £25 for these tiny little jet bikes. And they're quite small, but they're lovely models. Really nice little models to build. Take you an afternoon to build all 3, probably an hour or 2 if that. Depends on your skill, but I really like these, and I really like their updated models. It's got a proper Eldar Guardian sort of sat on there. And remember, guys, these are troops now. Well, they've been troops for quite a few years, but you could take 2 squads of these as troops, and then you've got your Farseer there. 2 box sets will get you a decent-ish army. You could have 2 squads of 3 jet bikes, could have a Fire Prism. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that in the Fire Prism set, you can make a Night Spinner. So that's two sort of options. Huge point to make that you've got the option of having a Fire Prism or a Night Spinner. So back to the little instant army, 2 squads of 3 jet bikes, a Fire Prism, a Night Spinner, a Warlock on a jet bike, and a Farseer on a jet bike. There you go. That's a nice little army for £70 odd. But yeah, back to these jet bikes. Yeah, lovely little models, really quick and easy. This'll boost your Eldar force stupid quick. Very quickly glue these together and spray them, and before long you've got a whole jet bike Eldar army. I think it's really good for people that want a same ham Eldar themed army. And this guy here with the shuriken cannon. I wasn't too sure about the rules, whether you can have a shuriken cannon and a multi-laser and then just shuriken catapult, so I just fitted him with a cannon. But you have the option of having all 3 with cannons in the box. I love these dinky little bases as well, these little flying bases. Really cool. I could in the future have these dinky little bases for some Assault Space Marines. I think that would work quite well with them. And then this guy here, I've gone for just your standard poses. I mean, this is my first experience with these jet bike models, but I must say the stands are really good because they've got this ball joint here which sort of slots in there, and you have some degree of movement once it's there, some degrees of posability. What I've started to do though is just colour my see-through bases anyway to match the board, but still have the stalk as sort of see-through. And finally, the Farseer himself, what a gorgeous model. I think this guy sets you back £21, but you've got the option here of having him as a warlock, and you get a nice sword and a lovely spear, and his jet bike's just a little bit more pimped out than the other Guardians. Again, I wasn't too sure whether I could put a cannon on there or just have the catapults, so I just left him with the catapults, because in my old codex, I say old, that came out 2-3 years ago, it just says that the Farseer can take a jet bike, but it doesn't actually say, well, he can also take shuriken cannon on the jet bike. Maybe a bit OP if you had that, but hey, there you go. So lovely models in this. Don't be put off by the fact that there's only 5. You're still getting a very good deal. I think I worked out separately, all of these would cost you £76. So even if you're paying GWs of 50, still saving 26. Now if you get your discount, your quids in, you could get 2 of these box sets and pay less than just buying one of these sets separately. I hope that works with you for your maths. I mean, I had an old fire prism, it was heavy, and I had a short cannon on it. But this is my first experience of the jet bikes and the Farseer on the jet bike, and I'm really pleased. I'm pleased with all of these models. Once again, Games Workshop have impressed me with their box set, and I'm not sure whether this box set its main goal is to sell old stock. Maybe the Fire Prism is old stock, but these are sort of relatively newish models, and they're decent models. Yeah. Again, I would have liked them to have a box set with a Wraith Lord in and some Wraith Guard and a Spirit Seer, something like that. That would still be cool, but I do like what they've put in this box set. If you've already got plenty of jet bikes and a Fire Prism, you know, one of these new ones, then so be it. They could have put a Wave Serpent, I suppose, in this box set, or a Falcon. A Fire Prism, it's a bit like a Vindicator. It's quite niche. You know, you normally have 1 in your Eldar army, and that's usually it, unless your army's massive and you have 3 and all the rest of it. Fire Prism's cannon is just such a versatile weapon anyway. You've got your lance shot, you've got your small blast, and then you've got your large blast. Very, very useful weapon that. I'll probably do a tactics video at some point. But anyway, yeah, let's have a look at the spare parts, shall we? So these are all your spare parts just there. You get the Night Spinner sort of cannons, and you get some multi-lasers from the jet bikes. You get this really nice sword that there's no reason you couldn't put on another Warlock or Farseer, and you also get this Warlock head. There you go, so not too many spare parts. I think it's an excellent box set, as I said before, not one to be overlooked. Yeah, they could have gone with Wraithguard and some Dire Avengers or Wraith Lord, something like that. Maybe that would have been a better choice, but I still like the contents of the box. If anything, it's probably encouraged me to use more jet bikes in my Eldar army. I'd definitely be picking up a second box at some point when I move on to my Xenos armies next year. Big updates for them next year, including Eldar, maybe some 412 models for them, who knows. Anyway, thanks ever so much for joining me today. Thank you for watching. The Emperor Protects.